Good now, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Rise Up Morning Show. It's morning somewhere, which means it's time. It's time. It's time to talk about crypto, and a lot of people are talking about crypto like it's having a bad day because of all the different price action that's going on. But Alex and I were talking just last night about all the cool stuff that's happening. I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. And there he is. Here you are. Alex, man, welcome to the show. How you doing, brother?
So good.
Looks great. This is the first time I've seen you without a hat on our show in
I know.
probably like 3 months, man. You're
Probably
always
ever.
hatting it up. You
I think there was one. Well, it's usually just, in my face.
look
So I'm
at
just trying,
that, man. It looks
trying to get
great.
it to stay. All right. I am hopping around grabbing coffee because I was late getting my coffee started this morning.
No, it's okay. I was
Dude,
I was
dude.
dying, man. I have been this whole springtime thing. I love it, but it's killing me. I
Yeah.
am waking up like coughing every night. Listen to how I sound. Look at my eyes. You know. So
No,
I was
I feel you.
dragging.
Our main pollen dump is in a
Oh,
lull. It, kind of comes in waves, and so like I'm enjoying a little brief moment, but like I mean, you can tell it's just rough. My eyes are just like perpetually swollen for this whole time of year. It's brutal.
I tend to get better after I've been up for like 3 or 4 hours, and once I've been outside, like I get the hair of the dog kind of thing. And I, especially if I can do some exercise, I've been trying to, before our show, it's usually like all I do is, get up, make the coffee, do a couple things. But I would really like to make more time to move my exercise to before our show because I think it would help open me up, like um, so, pardon me if I'm sniffly. My name's Evan. His name's Alex. We're here Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, bringing you the news, commentary, and answers to your crypto questions. We missed you yesterday, but we're back. So, thank you for being here with us. Let us know what your crypto questions are, and then stay tuned because we got a lot to talk about. Alex, I don't know if you heard me say it. A lot of people seems like are kind of down about the price action, but I feel like in
Hmm.
my corner of crypto, I'm just very excited. And after we were talking last night, I don't know. I feel like you're kind of excited too. And I saw you just sent a flurry of Discord messages about something, but is it there?
It's about my shitcoin. Yeah,
Oh, did it rip?
dude, I woke up to 191.39% profit.
I'm glad you held on to it. Last night, this chart that Alex was watching, I was watching it like I was invested in it. It started off on a tear and he bought it, halfway, great time. And it went like this: crossed his price, crossed his price, crossed his price, crossed his price, crossed his price. It was trying to be a stable coin at exactly the price Alex bought it at the whole time I was watching the chart. Look at this. Oh,
Got it. Got it right here on the eighth minute of its existence.
is that the second chart that you're looking at?
No, that's the 5 minute.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh.
I'm not,
It
I'm
might be
not
reversed. Your video might be reversed then, because to
sorry.
us on the screen it looked like it was going down.
No, I didn't flip it. I didn't flip the camera,
No
so it
problem.
was
No
just.
problem.
Point is, I saw this thing when it was 4 minutes old, and I was like, yeah, yeah, we're gonna send it on this one, and of course, you know, it climbed and then it cratered, and I was like, well, there's another one,
I messaged
and
Alex. I said, "Run!" I said, "Cut your lot and go, dude. Get out of here."
I was like, no, I'm gonna go to bed, and good thing
Yeah,
too, hey.
smart. That was smart. Smart thing to do was to go to bed today. And let me see. We have got plenty, like I said, to talk about. Let us know who you are, where you're joining from. I see Jim is here. Good now to you, Jim. I hope you're all tucked in your bed. I hope you had a great day. I hope you're looking forward to a night of sleep, and we'll try and get some cool stuff on the show before you got to drift off. I just signed up for Crypto the Game. Our friends at Arcade just had a big time sellout pre-sale event. We have lots of crazy Bitcoin price action. And Alex wanted to tell us about a new blockchain totally built for meme coins
Yes.
because he's a degenerate. So plenty of stuff to talk about today. Um, where do you want to start, man?
Well, I think I think we could start with a little bit of news and a little bit of market overview. We're like very lightly, it's just kind of chopping around right now, but there's a lot of this happens every single bull market where the first and this isn't even like a correction on the correction side that we're kind of used to seeing. I think it's a little bit muted. It's not. I think people are clinging a little bit too closely, to the bull market being on,
Yeah,
to let
I
it go
agree.
too far. Not quite as many people are selling stuff, but there's some interesting like whale movements. I have a few articles that I saved last night, um, particularly about Solana. So, for example,
Morning, Tori.
this is some stuff that happened um, on chain in and around the time that it cracked $200 the other day. Notably down to what, 185, 186,
Hey, Alex, while you're looking it up, let's put this all in the
188.
context of our new friend Devine here. Anytime somebody new joins the show and they ask, this is what they ask us. They say, "Hey, I'm totally new."
Sure.
The first thing we want to tell you is you're in the right place. Don't feel a need to rush in, jump in. We're going to take this thing slow. We have lots of resources to help you, and the number one resource is community. The best thing you can do to learn this stuff is get in a room of interested other people who, some of whom are a little further along than you, some of whom maybe are a little further behind than you, but everybody's interested in the same kind of thing, asking the same question. And nobody's going to try and say anything, except maybe a cool morning show coffee mug. Am I right? Um, the second thing is don't trust, verify people. There are going to be a lot of creators who are just going to tell you what to buy, okay? Those people are not your teachers. I cannot stress this enough. They're going to buy something. You're going to buy it taking their word for it, bless you. And then they're going to sell it, bless you, and tell you about it
Thank you.
after the fact, if they tell you at all. So, those people are not your teachers. Alex and I are going to go through some news headlines. We're going to talk about a couple of different things. And if you have questions, stop us, slow us down. But the very first thing you need to know if you're a starter is get in the community. And if you're looking for more specifics about how to buy crypto, that kind of thing, stay with us. Check out the links in our bio. We've got a free weekly newsletter. We've got YouTube videos. All these shows go up on YouTube. But the too long didn't read, I would say, is, the simplest thing, slow down. Listen, learn. Um, don't buy crypto until you know how to turn it back into cash. Don't buy crypto until you've learned to use a MetaMask wallet or a Coinbase wallet, something simple online so that you can get used to touching crypto. And spend a couple minutes, couple days asking questions. What would you say, Alex? Add to that,
Um,
because I'm about to sneeze. Oh.
and say I was busy sneezing. Um,
I was fighting that whole answer not to sneeze, and now I think I've just swallowed it. Well, the pollen is killing my heart.
I don't necessarily have really anything to add to that, to be honest. I would just
I
say,
meant to give a practical answer, and I just gave the theoretical answer. But follow us, and Alex especially has been killing the content for total beginners lately. I'm trying to catch up, but you're in the right place. Slow down, stay a while, hang out with us.
yep. Yeah, I would just say, just be critical of everything. Assume there's an ulterior motive for anyone to tell you anything. So, um, if they're, telling you to sign up for this website because of whatever, maybe they just want well, what is it called, Evan? Oh, they
The
just want
referral credit,
the
yeah,
affiliate, yeah, the referral credit or whatever. If they want you to buy
yeah.
this thing, it's because they want you to pump their bags. But they try very hard to just pass on tools so that people can make decisions for themselves. Because I don't know, dude, what did I do last night? I bought a shit coin that had no reason to do anything except, you know what my whole thesis for this thing going was.
Yeah, yeah.
I get
Tell them this is a good lesson.
we're beyond tissues.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, we're
you're
beyond
so
tissues.
right. I should get some tissues though. Let me kill a tree real quick. Tell them your lesson, and I'm gonna get a tissue.
Yeah. So this is why I don't make like advice, videos about what to buy, when to buy it, all that kind of stuff, because I don't know. I'm throwing darts at a board with some of this stuff. Um, but my entire thesis for this thing last night was just that MEW was a meme that did really well, and this one also had 3 letters, and the bear was cute. That was
Which
my
honestly is
that was
a genius strategy.
that was the whole thesis. So like,
Yeah.
no data, just vibes, right?
It reminds me
But
of that chart you see where it's like the smooth brain, the big brain, and the mid brain or whatever, and the curve, and that's either end. Just 3 letters. Just 3 letters. No data,
yep,
just vibes.
I mean that was literally my entire thesis, and Evan, since we started the show, it's up even more. Um, it doesn't make any sense, and the thing could crater. One of these people who's been holding also since I was, but with a much more significant purchase. Um, because I'm talking like just 30 bucks through in there worth of sold, right? They could sell, which could start a cascading, ripple waterfall effect of other people selling. And then all of a sudden the price is, down 99%. And it's over and we move on to another meme because a cuter animal also with 3 letters just got launched or whatever, you know? So we never like post that or shill this because it makes no sense and it has no reason to go well. So I'm much more focused on trying to give people tools so that they can make the decision to throw that dart for themselves without me telling them to. Because, like Evan said, I'm just going to front run everybody if I do that. Like if I'm telling you to, hey, go buy into this, I already bought into it. Hey, you should sell this, I already sold it.
That's exactly
Um,
right. And when it comes to investing, there's no one size fits all strategy. Like even Alex and I, we have very different, idea. We have a lot of crossover. Um, but you were asking, Devine was asking, do we do stocks? Do we do crypto? Our interest, and especially the focus of this show, is on educating people about cryptocurrency and not just cryptocurrency, but crypto beyond currency. We end up talking a lot about crypto you can buy as a speculator. But if you stick around for a minute, we'll get into this show today. We're going to talk about how blockchain, the technology that makes crypto possible, really is going to change every aspect of life for pretty much every aspect of person, with some examples in the gaming industry, with some examples in the social gaming industry, the the social graph. I mean, it's tremendous, and understanding that will 1000x anything you do as an investor, in terms of money, but also like the friends you're going to make along the way. I know it sounds stupid to say, but like if all my bags went to zero, I'm rich, baby. Some days I have to remind myself because the bags are in trouble. But if you're interested in stocks, what's Ken's handle? Our friend Ken is our favorite. Right? Trade, Invest, Simplify is a
yeah.
good one. We could tell you about stocks, but it really wouldn't be. Our teaching experience is in the realm of crypto. Oh my gosh! Although Alex could
Yeah.
probably teach you about a couple other things too.
One or two.
One or two. How to repair a helicopter, how to rescue a dog, uh, appropriate
That's it.
handling of a firearm, those kind of things. How to grow a killer mustache.
That was luck.
That was luck.
That one
Luck
was
and
luck.
genetics.
All right. Angel, yes, we are gonna touch on that.
Okay, what did Angel say? And where the hell
She's
did my
just
other tissue go?
asking about the wormhole. I assume you mean the airdrop because wormhole's been around for a while,
Oh
but
my
the
god,
air
did Wormhole do an airdrop?
well they've been gearing up for a
I
smidge.
wonder I wonder if I'm rich yet. I would love to find out about that. I would love to find out about that. Hey Majestic,
Uh,
welcome.
Decrypt Evan has the article from last night. It was a pretty good one. Wormhole airdrop hours away as Binance and Kraken prep listings. Yeah, I'm curious to see how this one goes. There's over 400,000 wallets are eligible to claim wormhole tokens. I don't know exactly what the criteria was to qualify.
I would be willing to bet I'm eligible, although probably not as much as some DeFi super users. Um, wow. Yeah, this is a great article. It's on Decrypt. I'm going to go ahead
Yep.
and show you the preview so you know what you're looking for. It's easy to find on Google. And Alex, are you searching to see what the criteria is?
Yeah, I was just trying to figure that out because this is not I was aware of Wormhole, but I wasn't a user.
I've used it a handful of times, and I actually just became more active on their platform last week because they are a sponsor for Crypto the Game this season. Which, by the way, if you want to get caught up on, there's an excellent article on Decrypt about the way they've recruited sponsorship, the way they've generated revenue, and built a sustainable business model for like how to tokenize attention for social games and reality shows. Super great article, super brief, also on Decrypt. But they're a sponsor of Crypto the Game, and so I was poking around and doing a lot more stuff there because I'm going to have to do a lot more stuff there this week. But I've used them. I used them in, I don't know, like 2021. I feel like several times when I was trying to figure out DeFi more.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the valuation is bananas. It's debuting at a $3 billion valuation. 617 million tokens are being airdropped across 400,000 eligible wallets. Token price is debuting at $1.66 per. This airdrop represents 6% of the total supply.
And while you're looking here, I'm going to go to another good resource if you're hunting for airdrops is airdrops.io. And if you're new, like Devine, you may not know what an airdrop is, or anybody else not know what an airdrop is. Often in crypto, when people are building new protocols and platforms for their tokens, they will track user activity and then reward people by sending the people who've been using their protocols a token. And often that token at this time or later time will have liquid value. So some people who are active will wake up one day to find out they have $8,000 of whatever token in their wallet. I'm trying to think, what are some of the really big airdrops that we saw that people got that were, I mean, I've seen six-figure airdrops.
Well, most recently, the biggest ones have been ApeCoin for Bored Ape Yacht Club holders. There was also more recently the was it Jito on Solana, the staking
Jito
provider.
and Jupiter also did an airdrop.
Yeah.
That was pretty significant. And even if you're not like a super into the weeds, doing everything DeFi DEGEN, like Machiste down here suggested that Daylight is a good tool. I bet Machiste is a DEGEN doing all kinds of, because he's developing stuff, wallet activity. But even Dave Diber, one of our friends. Dave, are you here? He messaged me the other day. Check out this W for Dave. He messaged me the other day and was telling me that because he bought the Solana phone, which is like super hype, his wallet has been a target for airdrops, and he got airdropped some Bonk tokens, a meme coin that had a significant run, and he also got airdropped. What is it? I'm pulling it up here. Maybe it was Jito that he got airdropped. Oh no, Cat in a Dog's World, which was another huge meme token, and he made $673 and $400 respectively. Not life-changing money, but the dude just got the airdrop because he bought a phone and it had a crypto wallet address that those companies could use to learn things about him without needing to extract his data like they would from buying his Facebook profile information. Devine, that's when we talk about how this is going to change your life beyond investing. That's what we're talking about. Like, the technology gives us new ways to relate to each other as friends, businesses, consumers, that could be rewarding, including financial.
Let's take a peek at this really quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Turn around. Oh, there we go. Okay, so here's a token that is really fresh. Okay.
Is this like when my dad used to take me to the casino when I was a kid in Las Vegas? Is that what we're doing?
Kinda.
Don't tell your mom.
All right. So this is Wormhole. Right now, it's sitting at, I don't know if you can read it, $1.40. Okay. It launched right here at $1.66. Right. So that, you know how we were talking about the chart's not upside down. This is just what happens when a fresh token launches, especially when a bunch of people got a shitload of it for free. So think about like Arcade, right? We were just talking. We just
Yeah,
had the
we're gonna
founder of
touch on them
Arcade
later too.
on the show, and they have a token sale coming up. The public sale started yesterday through IDO. They were on GameStarter, and that thing sold out in 1 minute. Okay, so that's a GameStarter record, or pretty close to it. So what that means is that a bunch of people got it at its release price. Okay, so if this one Wormhole, the airdrop, goes out at $1.60, which is about here, and then it immediately cruises on up past $2 because as soon as it became available, a bunch of people bought it to try to catch this rip. Okay, and then all of those people, because don't forget how many gajillion people earned it and got it for free at this level, were selling the whole way up, but they also didn't pay for it, right? So they're in pure profit even right now. So this thing is going to chop around, but this is like a super class. This is why I always say, like, let the thing breathe for a little bit because it's probably going to stabilize, around here. Maybe it's going to crawl back up again. Who knows? You obviously can't do TA on a chart that's 4 seconds old, and I don't know how to do TA anyway. So even if it was a good chart, I wouldn't be able to help you there. But what I do know is that this is a very typical crater on a fresh token, and then it's going to do this for a while it figures out where it actually wants to live. So come back here. So just remember that, especially given, like Evan mentioned, we'll talk more about Arcade in a little bit, but just given that Arcade's sale is coming up, if you wanted to get into something like that, I would let it breathe.
Just real quick update from airdrops.io, which again is not a sponsor of this show, but should be. Airdrops says that they have predicted, they're super active, they update stuff, and I'm going to show you what they do because I like their interface for how simple it is and often how accurate it is. So when you look up a project on airdrops.io, you'll find the project, you'll see that they verify with any links. They give you kind of like a sentiment here for people who like it or have claimed it. If it is confirmed or speculative, they will tell you that this is a confirmed airdrop. They'll give you the total value. This is the number of tokens. And a few weeks ago, this might have says we are predicting, but now it says as predicted in our potential overview, Wormhole has allocated. Gives you the summary. Discord users, various NFT communities, the Monad community, and the top 10,000 Pyth stakers are also eligible. The claim went live at April 3rd at 11:30 a.m. UTC, so just 30 minutes ago. If you think you might be eligible, it's got all the steps that you can do. You can see the tokens to claim. And I don't know. I've participated in the Wormhole ecosystem, and I think I might be a Discord user there. So while we're looking at the next story, I'm going to go investigate. But I would be willing to bet I probably don't have a life-changing amount of money, if I received any at all.
So
What's
cool.
the price of the token?
$1.40.
Yeah.
Or 137. It's doing a thing again.
And here's the other thing.
But again,
if you're struggling to keep up with this because you're playing at home, don't fret. We're going to put all this in the newsletter. At the end of every week, we send you a newsletter with all the briefest links from our show. If you don't want to go back through the recording or whatever, you can sign up for it at the link in our profiles or the riseupmorningshow.com. Super easy, super simple, valuable newsletter. And it's
to put this in perspective, to prove my point, someone just bought $13,000 worth of this Wormhole token. If I look at their trade history, one thing that I would love, Deck Screener, is if I was scrolling through the transaction list, stop auto updating it and making me lose track of where I'm trying to look.
Oh, I hate that, honestly.
Simple UI fix.
I
Anyway,
wish
this
you could
person
toggle
has
it on and
bought.
off.
This person has in an hour. This is how impatient. This is how impatient this person is, and this is why this is stupid. This is why you don't do this. This person has bought $160,000 worth of this token and sold it all at a loss already.
Oh,
They've lost 30 grand.
Machiste said
In
A16Z has arrived.
in a couple
Could be.
hours, this idiot has lost $30,000 because they're trying to catch this on a little spike. So
Wow.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be. Well, now I lost the wallet. Don't be that person. Where'd it go?
That's just wild. Angel says I would never buy now. I mean, listen, you could. If you believe in wormhole or Bitcoin or whatever, dollar cost averaging anytime is a good time. It's a great protocol, but yeah, there's gonna be
Yep.
sure as anything, there will be some sort of dip following this volatile period. Um,
Yes.
I mean, this is a perfect setup because I want to know what the arcade chart looks like, and I'd be willing to bet. I saw it the other day. It looks just like this, right? Like people who got
Well,
the token, it had a little, and then it did a little like this, right? A little price discovery.
a little bit different because they're still in IDO. Public sale is only on the launch pads right now, and
I thought they were.
they are they're purchasing allocations is my understanding, but TGE is still like tomorrow or the next day or something. TGE token generation event is the time when they actually make the mint and pass everything out.
But that might be a good time to tell you we had Arcade on the show last week. Got the episode on YouTube, and that one it's pretty much the whole episode is our interview with them. We talked to JP, he's the founder, and Kevin was in the chat. You won't be able to see it on the YouTube, but you'll hear us reference him several times. He was absolutely delightful. Can come to our chat anytime. And they had a great conversation with us about what their platform is doing for GameFi to simplify things by bringing developers, players, and speculators together in like one kind of easy to use ecosystem. We asked them some tough questions, or at least I thought they were probing, and they gave great answers. And then they had a super successful initial offering. They sold out in one day, and it was the fastest GameStar or 1 minute. Is that right, Alex? It was
One
the
minute.
fastest sellout in GameStarter Launchpad's history. So, congratulations to our friends at Arcade. Alex, you want to give any more context, or maybe we can take a look at that one too?
Just kind of what we were saying before. So that was the first Game Starter launch. I believe there's another Game Starter sale today, and then Seedify and one other is getting. You all right there? You all right there, bub?
Barely.
There's one other. Hold on. There's one
Playing my ghost
other
trumpet.
launch pad that is getting an IDO.
But she said, Evan, you got it bad, but I'm telling you what.
So while Evan is wheezing,
Dying.
Game Starter, Seedify, and Chain GPT are all doing IDOs starting yesterday. So they're going to kind of work their way through it. So Game Starter is first, and I think then Seedify followed by Chain GPT. When those are done, token goes to TGE, token generation event, full public release out on the market.
What does the D stand for in IDO? I always forget.
It's Dex.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're new, this is another good thing to understand that often crypto tokens, similar to stocks, they become available kind of in waves. A company is founded, and often before they even have a token, they will take funding from venture capitalists. They'll do a seed round or a pre-seed round or a Series A or a Series B. They'll file with accredited investors, that kind of thing. But sometimes they will do what's called bootstrapping. They're going to use the funds they have to try and get their product to market and sell it directly to their customers to retain an ownership share. Often, there is a step in between where they will do an IDO. They will put their token on an exchange with the help of something like a launchpad for certain accredited or licensed allowed people to purchase. Sometimes these will be key opinion leaders. Sometimes these will be individuals with a certain contribution threshold. Often this is limited by jurisdiction. If you live in the United States, you can't participate in these kind of sales without like dual citizenship or illegally with a VPN. But this is as often as people say not financial advice. If I was going to give you a piece of like how to make a good speculative investment, I would say find a way to get involved with initial token offerings, coin offerings, or DEX offerings, because as Alex just showed you, this is essentially, in many cases, money that will almost certainly grow, because you're getting it before anyone else has access to it.
It's also why it's worth jumping off the sidelines. You've been sitting on the fence about making content or something, because KOLs usually get pretty good treatment in this regard.
Yeah. Alex, you were a KOL for Arcade, right? I think
yes.
You told us. So
yep. Second time in my life I've done the KOL for a project thing. First one was horrible, hoping that this one is better.
KOL is a key opinion leader. And Alex, what did that process look like for you? So first of all, Alex is creating content online, which establishes him as a somebody worth listening to.
Two things. Oh, yes. Sorry. Continue.
But I was going to ask you, like, what does that product look like? Okay, I've got a TikTok following that's respectable. People know me and like me in the crypto space. How do I start pursuing those kinds of opportunities? And I want to say to anybody really quick before he answers that we talk a lot about narratives in crypto. I think becoming a KOL, key opinion leader, or finding a way to participate in IDOs is the best way to capitalize on a crypto narrative like gaming. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, so KOL is the fancy term for influencer. You usually, back when we had Angel on the show, you usually have to sign an agreement that he was telling us about called a SAFT, S-A-F-T, Simple Agreement for Tokens. And essentially what that is an agreement that you will do X, and in return, you will be able to purchase tokens from them before they go on public sale. So you get access to a pre-sale round. They cut the pre-sale up into a whole bunch of different things. The first one is for the people who give them a bunch of money. It's for all the venture capitalists. It's for the big investment firms. Then they usually give a little slice to a few KOLs. They have like a number that they wanted to do. Honestly, all you got to do for those is just like look for projects that you think would be cool, and then reach out and ask if they'll have you. That's all I've ever done is reach out and see a token launch or a project that's coming up with a token launch, just being like, hey, I have a platform, I'll this in my case it was like, this is one I would actually talk about. I think this is cool. Do you guys need any people? And the cool part was that the agreement that I signed for this one did not require me to make any content. So that was interesting. They were more interested in having like so there's a Telegram group that I'm in with all of them. And it's basically just all of them, like talking about something they think would be cool, or something they think was really cool, or how this could be improved, or how whatever. So big gathering of kind of all these different, influencers, advisors, biz dev, think hub kind of thing, which is fun. And then we offered to host them on the show and give them an interview, because I said, I could make you a video, but it would be really out of place. I don't think it would do well. I would have to give a giant disclaimer, and it's not going to perform. So I would rather just give you 2 hours of free airtime to our audience and bring you on yourself, and then you can explain to them through my platform why it's worthwhile. And they were down. So I was like, okay, cool, I agree. And I signed on the dotted line, and I bought a pre-allocation of the token at a set price. I actually don't remember what my price was, but it was pretty good. So that's another reason why I'm saying let the thing breathe, because there's a lot of other people like me who probably invested a lot more than I could afford to invest.
Yeah. So Dayquil, or Flonase or Claritin or pollen. This show is not sponsored by you, but it could be. And I would sign a SAP for an airdrop of Claritin.
For Dayquil? Oh yeah.
Oh man, Mark, you
What is
asked
the
about
best social media
yeah.
platform to talk about projects? Okay. The key to that answer is in how you ask the question. What's the best one to hear about things that you can then take and learn about somewhere else, because you're not going to get the good information from social media.
That's the word.
The video that I did yesterday is really long. It's like 3.5 minutes or something, but is a good one. And it kind of lays out like my my framework for hearing about a new project and then what you do with it afterwards. But I think TikTok is good to hear about things that you then go read about. TikTok is nice because you can hear like in the voice of whoever's talking to you whether or not they're like reading off of a robot script. Twitter is probably the best one just for the most like the widest variety of things that you can hear about. But again, more digging is required because lots of people get paid to put the content on those places. So that's kind of the thing you need to remember is there's a very real possibility that someone, whoever you're learning about whatever from, was paid to teach you about it. They may not have a firm understanding of what it is, how it works, what it's for, what's the point, etc. So just remember that.
I want to say, in terms of socials, though, there definitely is a quality quantity thing on TikTok. I would say you could probably find an overwhelming amount of crypto content, but the quality of it is going to be really low. It's mostly going to be people telling you what tokens to buy. They're probably not people who are building, launching, developing the tokens, able to give you an allocation or do those kind of things. Whereas if you are on the new social network Warpcast, you can talk to the number one employee at the base blockchain, Jesse Pollock. I could leave him a comment right now and he would answer me. And I can build proximity to him. The guy who founded Crypto the Game. He's not like a super big deal, but he's up and coming and he's built an in-demand crypto consumer product. The whole reason I'm playing the game is because I built a parasocial relationship with people who are playing, who were employees at Coinbase, who were employees at KuCoin, Kraken, big people in the crypto industry. The reason I'm playing is not just because I want to win some money in a survivor style game, but because I want to get to know and for those people to get to know, like, and trust me. Because then I'm going to be, in a better circle to hear better information, to get involved with more projects. On Warpcast, people are building and launching stuff all the time. They're at the inner circle. The people on TikTok are the people doing the research. They're like the professional gamblers at the racetrack. The people on Warpcast, for example, are the jockeys and the owners of the racehorses and the horses themselves, to extend the analogy. So I would recommend Twitter like Alex, but I would also recommend Warpcast. And any new decentralized social media app. Zora, which is invite only now, is a good one. Fun fact, creators on Zora last month earned $4 million in tip revenue, mostly from, a handful of other DEGENs or whatever. Alex, I'll invite you. I just got an invite the other day.
Sweet.
And also, there's a new social on a protocol called Lens. Warpcast is built on top of the Farcaster protocol. It is an open protocol for anybody who wants to build a decentralized social media alternative to Facebook, Twitter, whatever. You can build on it. It's a platform. Lens is a competitive platform to Farcaster. Also open, also permissionless. Their architecture is just kind of different. And they have a social media whose name is escaping me. I also just signed up for. So those kind of things will attract crypto people. And they will attract early adopters, testers, developers, builders. If you want to be in the know on a project before you can even buy a token, you might need a little more technical know-how, but those are the places where I would spend my time. And also, did you see that tissue on my
You are falling apart right before our very eyes.
Also, if you want that kind of information, I'm going to say it again. Please sign up for the newsletter. We are really we're fighting everybody to do it. but we're trying to make the most valuable newsletter that's just going to have links like that. I'm writing a note to link you to, if you want to find out about crypto stuff early, build relationships with people on decentralized social media, try these 3 sites. Like, that will be the blurb. You won't have to click through the video for it. My profile, his profile, theriseuppmorningshow.com. Sign up in 3 clicks. Super easy. That's the link for the newsletter. Theriseuppmorningshow.com. Or just click the link in my bio, or the link in his bio.
Yep.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for the gifts. Did I derail us?
Yes, sure, of course you did. But so one of the, well, I mean, I was going to mention just a little bit of news before we kind of got into this here.
Yeah, we started with that, and then
we started with news. That's okay. I don't mind being derailed if it's audience questions and stuff. Those are the best ways to get derailed. We have a plan, but if you guys want to talk about something else, just throw it in the comments, and we will change course immediately. Immediately, without question. I highlighted a couple stories yesterday that jumped out at me before I went to bed as probably worth talking about. So, really quick, Evan, I want your thoughts on this too. So here's my opinion, and then we'll get Evan's opinion. So this is not about Solana, but this particular little Solana article kind of made me think about this. And I saw a video or 2 yesterday, and I've been seeing stuff on Twitter about it. And we're at this particular stage in the bull run, so it's time to talk about it. So the headline here is Solana whales are making moves. These kinds of articles get put out constantly in both bear and bull market, right? This is a really common thing. One of the beauties of blockchain is that all of the transactions, it's all public, so you can see it all. What that also means is that you can see it all. And what that also means is that because you can see it all, people will jump to conclusions and make determinations with or without proper context. They will read into things that they may not know or understand and try to determine what that means. So different methodology for making a price prediction. People do it in stocks all the time based on X, Y, and Z, all kinds of fundamental factors, technical analysis, blah, 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 whatever. In crypto, one of the things that we get to add are what are the big people, what are the big wallets doing, the big guys? What are they doing with their money? So the question here is raised because how much was it? 2, 5, like almost $1 billion. Almost $1 billion worth of SOL across only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like across 7 wallets. Okay, so these are humongous allocations of money. 190 million, 362 million, 210 million, 190 million. Like, these are the size of these transactions. Okay.
Jeez. Yeah.
And they're not buying, they're not selling, they're just moving it. Now, I have a suspicion that these are, so the determination of the people doing this is that they saw that Solana cracked $200, and these people are setting themselves up to take profit soon, which could lead others to speculate that the price is going to drop, which could trigger a sell-off, which could also have been manipulated by these people who are trying to manipulate a sell-off so that they can buy more because they believe that the price will eventually go higher. Or, I mean, if you and your 7 buddies are sitting on $1 billion worth of something, you have the power to move the market. They can just make the price go up. So there's that possibility. The other possibility is just that these are hugely stacked whales who have seen a few different exploits in and around Solana that have resulted in some wallet drains, and they are just taking security measures for themselves to move things to a different wallet because perhaps they at one point connected this wallet to something that they were no longer comfortable with, and they wanted to shuffle resources around.
Yeah.
So, pardon me, that is also possible. So this is the grain of salt that you have to take on-chain movements with. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that someone moved that much money from wallet A to wallet B. We then have to infer the rest because these are not publicly known addresses. Like, this isn't Gary Vee's address. This isn't Logan Paul's address. These are just addresses that hold a shitload, but we don't know who they are. So what we've inferred there is that they could be preparing to sell. They could be preparing to do some sort of market manipulation. They could be trying to influence others to sell. They could be trying to shake out the paper hands. They could be taking security measures. They could be preparing for some sort of massive investment to some project that we don't even know is going to launch, but that they know is going to launch, right? There are a bunch of different reasons. We can get the data, and then we have to extrapolate from that our own conclusion, which kind of leads me into what I wanted to talk about, which is, where are we in the market? And what do we think is going to happen? And I don't say this to say that I have any idea.
I was going to say, you about to make a prediction, dude?
No, I'm about to give a warning. This is why I think taking profit is so important. And you hear people talk about it all the time, and I'm speaking from years of personal experience. When you actually get up to the line where it's time to take some profit, it's really hard. I'm literally sitting here right now telling you that taking profit is important and you should do it, because walking away from the table with more money than you came to it with is a win, even if someone else walks away with a lot more later. And I'm sitting here staring at 245% gain on this little garbage coin that I got yesterday. Should I take profit? Yeah, absolutely. Is that sustainable? No. Is there a long-term future that's, likely for the bear token? No. The second something funnier comes along, we're going to move over to that, So just remember that. It is so easy to say, yes, if it goes up 50%, I will remove 20%. If it goes up 100%, I'll remove 50% of my money, and I'll keep laddering out as the thing climbs. But here's why that's so important. Because one, there will always be a crash. Always. If you're sitting there staring at something thinking to yourself, wow, it's really up, or it's just up in general, it doesn't even have to be really up. Because remember, in the stock market, people are super jacked about an 8% gain over the course of a year. And here I am staring down the barrel of 245% in about 7 hours, right? So just, as you stare at it, just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and since there are, for Devine and anybody else who might be newer, I would say a common feeling, and you've talked about this recently, is this question of when should I sell, when should I buy, that is accompanied by a fear of missing out or a feeling of panic or worry. If you are feeling those things, those are better signs than anybody here could give you, that you may be over leveraged or you may be getting in too quickly. At that point, I think it's totally fine to get out of that investment and sit back for a minute. And then next time you want to invest, it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it again, but do less and do more on the front end. Do more networking, do more research, invest those things. Don't just invest your money. Yeah. I agree with everything you said, though. Totally.
So Tori just said, think of what amount you lost. Thinking of Sorry, Tori, I'm trying to decipher this sentence. I think I get the gist of what you're saying. Thinking about the amount that you would have lost can make you sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. Think about okay. So Tori's trying to say you need to try your best to figure out how much money are you comfortable losing, and then let that be your baseline. I can tell you also from personal experience that is a really hard question to answer until you're staring down the barrel of a loss like that. Like I said in a video the other day, you may not know what your risk tolerance is until you screw up. So what you can do to figure that out without having to risk gross over leverage is to just invest small. One of the accountants that I'm friends with, who is a huge, works in a firm, big accountant, actually is a financial advisor, teaches people how to invest and helps them manage their investment portfolios and their retirement accounts and all that kind of stuff. is learning about crypto, and he's not opposed to it, but his thesis is basically just 5%. He tells this to his clients, like 5% of your investment portfolio allocation can go to crypto.
Which is
Because
not bad.
if your 5% goes to zero, you lost 5%. However, you can still make a significant return if you pick a winner. That can turn into something major. But if it all goes to shit, 5% is not that bad. And it's typically covered in your expected growth rate of a basic like S&P 500 index fund for the year. So, and I agree, Machiste, I agree completely that is that's a big needle shift,
Underrated fund.
even in recent years. So, take something that you might look at and be like, well, this is inconsequential. It's $50. And I don't even want to, I'm not going to get out of bed for less than 10 grand. I see people on Twitter making $100,000. I'm looking at the top traders on this deck screener thing right here, and I see someone bought $559 worth of this thing and they walk away with 25 grand. True story. But that is how you simply have to approach it that way until like even me years into this. I mean, I'm going on year 7 of this. I'm still figuring out on a regular basis, like, what am I comfortable with? Getting swept up in the FOMO of like seeing something go and thinking that, okay, well, next time, because that previous meme coin that I did really well, next time I'll go in with a much bigger allocation. I shouldn't do that. I'm thinking that I should do that. I won't, because I know better now. But that's kind of just how you have to ask yourself that. And the last thing that I want to say about this is, given that the market is different this year, it's different.
It's always different too. That's the other thing.
It's always different. Yes. So that's a great like buzz phrase that someone will use to get you into a video. Is that the market is different this time, because it is. A lot of things have shifted. We've never had an ETF approval. Okay, so that introduced a whole new variable. We've never had billions of dollars of Bitcoin being publicly purchased by huge financial institutions and banks like BlackRock and Fidelity, etc. We've never had that. That introduces a new data point to this overall climate. We've also already seen the ramifications of that new data grossly shifting the landscape of crypto. We've never had a new all-time high for Bitcoin before the halving like this. Not only did we make it, we double topped it, which is very strange. So we made it, and then we corrected, not very much, and we went straight back. And you can weeble wobble Machiste all you want at me, but it is different. It's always different. There's always a new factor. So you can never just listen to the guy who's trying to just tell you, well, last year it did exactly this, so you can guarantee that it's going to do that this year. You can't do that. So you have to be objective and look at these things and just determine. So look at your bag. It's worth whatever. You've put in X. It's currently worth Y. And if it's really up, I would strongly consider removing money from the table and at least holding it in a stable coin like USDC, where you could earn some interest on Coinbase, or hell, I don't care. Do whatever you want with it, right? But how would you feel if one of the ways that it was different this time is that we just made a new all-time high, and now we're going to like slowly bleed down to like 50K, and we're going to sit there for a year? What if we did that? Are you comfortable being in the red for that long because you purchased the Bitcoin at $65,000 and now it's at $45,000 and it's going to be here until next year? Are you cool with that? I've been in that position where I got to the end of a bull run and I was like, dude, I'm up. This is crazy. But I keep hearing about this blow off top, and I don't think I've seen that. So I'm going to hold out just a little bit longer. And then turns out that was the top, and it just starts slowly bleeding down. And I'm like, well, now I can't sell, because it just needs to go back to the level it was at last week for me. Then I'll sell. Well, next week it's down 5% more. I'm like, okay, you're okay. Just get me back to last week's 5% more. Okay, just one green day and I'll sell. Red. And now all of a sudden I'm sitting there holding this bag with a crazy high cost average. And I'm now staring at 1, 2, 2.5 years of sideways crabbing, everything down 80%, because now we're all tired and we're over it. The euphoria is gone. That's the very real possibility. The people who give the biggest gains to the pros are the ones who come in on their first bull market, go in too hard, get too greedy, listen to the old people, and then let the old people cash out on your incoming liquidity, and then they leave with the profit while you hold the bag for the next bear cycle, and now you're the old person, and now your money runs up, and now you sell out to a bunch of new people who came in, and that's the cycle.
It's kind of like when you're going into a busy venue and there's somebody who's holding the door and they're trying to go in, but everybody keeps just walking in the door they're holding, and then you decide to relieve them of the door, and then everyone is walking past you while you're
Yes,
holding the door
that's a great
until
analogy.
some other like sucker comes along. You know what I mean? So you have choices about who to listen to and who to be.
That's a great analogy.
You know, we get a comment a lot. Harshini, thank you for saying this, because we appreciate your trust. I'm going to say what Alex always says, you know, don't trust, verify. We are giving you the best investment advice we can, which is not to tell you what to buy. The reason we don't invite people to send us money and invest it on their behalf is because we can't legally find a way to do that, and we can't, honestly, with our integrity, promise you a way to do that that can guarantee you a return. Even your financial advisor, your money manager who has taken on that responsibility is at some level making informed bets. They're gambling. Alex and I both feel like the most responsible, most helpful thing we can do to help you invest is to teach, is to educate, to share experiences like that, like this, to answer your questions. Because your investment strategy, your needs, your situation is going to be way different than either of ours. Rather than try and invest the money to build a legal framework that only a couple of people could access with varying results, we want to give everybody the opportunity to access the kind of, you know, personal, community-driven education that absolutely all of us will benefit from if we apply it well. So thank you for your kind words and your confidence. But make no mistake, you are investing by paying attention, by giving us your feedback. Like, that's what we're doing here. That is what we're doing. Thank you for being here and trusting us to do that. I want to really quick. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Say what you want to say, but then remind me to come back. I've been looking up EC on Blast for Angel. She's been waiting, and I just want to tell her. But go ahead.
Yeah, we can wrap this part up. We'll keep saying this thing in particular.
Yeah.
My only point, the only thing I want you to take away from this segment here is that please absolutely take some of your money off the table, because two reasons. One, we don't know what the markets are going to do. We could easily make a new Bitcoin all-time high next week and go to $85,000 and sit there for, you know, a month. That could happen just as easily as one of these huge institutions could take out a, you know, big short or whatever, and the price could go down and we could sit down there for 6 months. Like, we don't know. Me and Evan don't know. But what we can do is mitigate our risk just by being smart and being a little bit on the conservative side right now while we are in this price discovery. I don't do a bunch of chart stuff, but I do know a couple things about just reading basic information off of a chart that I'm looking at. And one thing that anyone can see if you look at these things right now, the big ones, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, is that we are way above all of the moving averages. They are all trying to catch up right now. And it's not outside the realm of possibility that at some point these things could come down to those averages, kind of like, you know, where would it be if it was going up at a reasonable pace instead of the rocket ship that it was recently. So that's really the only reason. Plus, then on a day like today, when everything is red, had you sold some, so like when Solana hit $200, I sold 3 of them because I was like, you know what? This is not something that I regularly do. I usually like hold a long term play for months or something, and then I wait for something that looks unreasonable. But I was like, it's up 15% in 2 weeks. I'm gonna remove some, and then sure shit, we had a red day, so I was like, okay, cool, and I just got it. I got it back again, and now for the same amount of money, I have more Solana than I did before. So it goes back to $200. I'll do the same exact thing, and I'll just do that over and over and over and over and over again because I'm comfortable taking it off the table and realizing less. I'm comfortable ignoring people who are showing me screenshots of their Phantom wallet with $200,000 in it saying that I only put in 4 Sol, you know, 2 months ago or whatever bullshit. Taxes don't scare me because if
Pay your
I'm paying
taxes.
taxes, if I'm paying taxes on a gain, I've made money. I disagree with how capital gains tax works. I think it's daylight robbery. It's just thievery. It's bullshit. But it is also recognition of profit. And I would way rather pay taxes on a win than hold a bag to the ground and lose it. That costs me more by far, right? So that's really the way I think about it. You can mitigate your taxes by holding things for a year or more. You can mitigate them by trading inside the confines of a trust fund or whatever, but all of those things cost money to set up, and you need an accountant and someone to build it for you and do all the paperwork and a lawyer and whatever. Or you can just accept that, kind of sucks. You know what I heard, Evan, the other day? I was talking to
What?
someone who was telling me that, yeah, if you don't want to pay the taxes, just only sell it into stable coins. And I was like, no, 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 no. And then I realized I was talking to a French citizen, and she was just like, "No, you don't get taxed on capital gains if you sell it into another crypto, even a stable coin in France." And I was like, "All right, hold on, I'm on my way."
Yeah,
Um,
like literally moving right now. Oh my
yeah,
god.
really, like as we speak, I am moving to France. Um, so that's really it. Like, I just want all of us to be emotionally prepared for the fact that it may not go parabolic and rip for the rest of the year. We may not get to the halving and immediately skyrocket to $150,000 Bitcoin. We could from right here go down to 50 and stay there for a year.
Yeah.
And if that happened, if you are right now in today's position, if that happened, would you be really unhappy? Does that stress you out? Is that too much for you? That kind of stuff. Just
Yeah.
just always like make a point to every single day sit there for at least 5 minutes and just ask yourself, if it crashed right now, how unhappy would I be? That's it.
So, give Alex a follow if you're not following him already. Give me a follow because I hang out with Alex. Watch me do this, Alex. I am about to press the digitate. I'm going to wrap the answer to like 3 questions we've had into one. Okay. So, first, Angel asked us about EC token, a potential airdrop in the Blast ecosystem. And I want your opinion on this. I had never heard of either of these projects before.
Okay.
Okay. So, I started doing my research. First thing I did was I Googled them. Oh, shit. It's going to give me this thing that says I'm not being active. Hang on. Are you kidding me? Uh, well, as always, here we are. Stay tuned.
Wait,
I might rug you. We'll be right back if we do. Oh, here it is.
dude.
Here it is.
Okay, that's such
It's making me
horseshit, dude.
verify again. Hang on. I don't know why it does that. I mean, we're so active. Anyway, can you hear me? Am I back?
You're
It
good.
says I verified. Test check 1 2.
You're good. You're good.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, Alex, never heard of this token before. I go to airdrops.io, a trusted site that I know is going to have good information, and the information looks kind of press releasey. Um, it 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 looks as though they're really trying to sell me something. Okay, and airdrops.io is a business. Um, all these platforms and companies are a business. I have started talking recently about River as my preferred Bitcoin buying solution, but they're posting all the time and sending me emails like, "Hey, the halving is coming up. Make sure you get your Bitcoin before it does." And if Bitcoin goes down in price, like Alex is saying, it could. We don't know. they're going to send me an email that says, hey, Bitcoin is down in price. Make sure you get your Bitcoin. Airdrops.io, they want you to get your airdrops, but that's their business. They want you to use their platform. Look at this. So I'm checking out the easy page because I don't know it. And airdrops.io is good because they, are easy to post links that they allow you to verify before you click them, kind of thing. But the way that this is written, you can almost tell that this is press released. Like they sourced this probably from EC. As soon as they hear about it, they reach out to them to try and get it. Gamified NFTFi and SocialFi marketplace and platform that accelerates sales, provides additional liquidity and trading volume, lowers the barrier to entry, and promotes community growth. So, this is what I hear in that. I hear that this is written to capitalize on the attention around gaming as a narrative, social fi buzzwords as a narrative, and accelerate sales, provide additional liquidity, trading volume. They're not talking about giving the benefits of blockchain to gamers. That's not very sexy. They're talking about money. Everything they're telling me says this is a company that is designing its pitch to sell you a narrative, but the product is really speculation. And you see this a lot in crypto. They've got some great steps that you can follow to claim this airdrop, which may or may not be worth your time. Angel said it was part of the Blast ecosystem, and then I do a Google search for Blast Easy Crypto, and the first articles I see first a press release, breaking news: Easy partners with Blast, and this is the headline for it. Okay, think about framing here. In a groundbreaking move for the blockchain and cryptocurrency community, somebody's marketing team wrote that. Easy is set to make waves as it joins forces with Blast. Who is Blast? Blast is an L2. I can see if I scroll down a little bit that it's pitching itself, and it's pitching itself because this is also Medium as the most fast scaling Ethereum L2. Okay, here's something to note. The most fast scaling. That's framing. I could say Solana is the chain with the most volume. Bitcoin is the token with the highest market cap. Well, if I don't have a high market cap and I may not have the most volume, but I really want to sell something to you, what's the metric I can use? Well, we're the fastest scaling. We just got 10,000 users in one day. Okay, we might not have the most users, we might not have the most volume, but technically, right now, we're the fastest scaling. Now, I haven't verified this claim, but the reason I'm summarizing it to you like this is because when I scanned Easy's Twitter, I scanned Blast Twitter, what I am mostly seeing is marketing spin on a product that everyone else has. I went to the Easy website, and the very first thing I see, it didn't come up again for me, but the very first thing I saw is a typo. It says, tell me what your goal is, but it says, tell me what you goal is. And me, I'm like, okay. It looks like a pretty standard DEX interface with a lot of features still coming. So, explore, create, challenge account, buy some NFTs, chat with some other users. Nothing we haven't seen before, but the spin is everything. Alex, I mean, are you feeling my take on this? Like, generally
Yep.
speaking, it seems like they're selling a narrative well in partnership with Blast, who is also doing that. It may or may not be a good product, but the product we're getting right now is buy this token, be a speculator. Yeah.
So one of my biggest internal personal shifts when looking at stuff like that is one to recognize this is a determination that I made last bull run, and it did cost me money. So this is how I've adjusted this year. Read something like that, and last year I would have read that and just immediately written the thing off as okay, what this is like Evan just said, it's a new ecosystem and it's an early moving project. And if it's gonna run, it's gonna run because it's new and fresh and there's no other options. And if someone's like, I really want to see where Blast goes, Angel, as always, thank you so much. You certainly don't need to do that, but we appreciate it.
I do love that.
And that's why. So I would have been like, nah, no thanks. But now I'm like, okay, so we're talking short term here, right? So I'm gonna get some, and it's going to go up, and then I'm just going to sell all of it and walk away and find another early mover. But I'm not going to buy some and stick it in my hardware wallet and come back to it in 6 months. I'm going to like watch that thing like a hawk, and I'm going to pull profit aggressively.
Yep.
And so that's how I would just adjust. So I would be aware of like the way that Evan set that up, because I think I don't have really anything. I think that was a good analysis, that because I've been seeing a lot about Blast. It's all over the place. However, I'm not seeing stuff that makes me think that they're going to like win over the other ones. Because Evan, do me a favor.
Yeah.
And just while have your camera facing the other way, I noticed this yesterday when I was taking screenshots for a video. Can you just go to Avalanche's homepage? It's avax.network.
Yep. And the last thing I want to show you as I navigate away is just the dates on this. Again, this is a pay-to-play news source, and the way they're framing it, scalar, Ethereum scalar, Blast. So they're proximitying it to Ethereum. Giving you a number, 2.3 billion in state crypto now unlocked. Token is coming in May. I mean, it's spin. And it's all happening quickly. Like somebody executed a great marketing strategy here. Okay, what are we looking for?
Okay. So this is a redesign of their website since last bull market, and this is like one of those things that I try to pay attention to. So you remember how the other day on the show I was like taken aback because Polkadot's website was completely updated and their wiki was redone. So I was like, let me go back and look at all of these things that I like these are my long-term holds. I've held AVAX for 3 years, more than 3 years, a long time. Okay. I have purchased AVAX at $55. I've purchased it at $5. So I went to this and I was immediately just like, this might be the best website in crypto right now.
Yeah, this pitch is killer.
Evan, I'm not going to say anything else. I want you to just click around on it for like, give me like 60 seconds of you. Like where do you feel like as a user you might go? What grabs you? And I want to see if we did the same thing. And then I want to hear what you think about it.
Okay. So first, honestly, where I would go is exactly where they want me to go, which is get started. If I was not going to go to get started, you know where I'd go? I'd go to their other suggested button. I honestly didn't even look at these, although these are great, developers, individuals, enterprise applications. If I was trying to like research, I might go to applications. But they really sold me with this pitch. Build anything you want, any way you want. Choosing the wrong blockchain can kill your DApp. Launch with confidence, yada, yada, yada. I might scroll this page for a second. Build it your way. Go ahead, Alex.
Let me interject here too. Think about who is looking at this homepage right now and why they put that button there and why this is so smart. AVAX just dominated the Game Developers Conference.
Yeah, big time.
And they've retooled the website to onboard someone, not to Avalanche necessarily, but just to introduce them to the concept of Web3, because it's a term now that was all over the biggest game developer conference in the world.
Yeah, and this is your exhibit 1, because the page they want you to click on has this headline. They're selling it to blockchain devs, the best blockchain dev experience. Everyone from this conference who is building a game on the blockchain now, maybe for the first time, or maybe for another time, this is it. Stop wasting time adapting to inflexible systems. And I think it's interesting that they've got some jargon in here. Deploy on the EVM, or use your own custom VM. Like they're talking to a very specific audience. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is exactly what caught me. Exactly where Evan went is exactly where I went. I was like, what is someone that they want to look into Web3 for the first time gonna see?
I don't know if I rugged or if Alex is rugging. Somebody's rugged.
No, your video is. Help me out. Who's rugging?
I think we're both back now.
Okay. Yeah. I got your video back now.
Yeah. I didn't say anything substantive. I was just scrolling a little. But I mean, this is clean, dude.
Yeah, I think they crushed it with that website. And just given how much attention they're getting from people who have no clue what Web3 is because they're interested in playing Shrapnel or something like that. Um, you know, these are all reasons to like think about a rebrand or a redesign or whatever. And I want to make it clear too. Like me saying this is not saying that Avalanche is the best investment and that you should go load up the bags with Avalanche, right? What I'm saying is that if I look at something like Blast and I try to determine are they going to really steal the market share from somebody, we need to go look at their competition and these other huge ecosystems networks who have been here since last time, who have or even the time before with Ethereum. Um, you gotta go and you gotta look at who the competition is. You got to do a little bit of market
Yeah,
research and see like does this actually make sense? Which is why if you're ready, Evan, stop me and we can come back to it in a second if you want. But I know that you and I are coming up on our stop here.
that's right.
That's why DEGEN chain caught my eye because I was like, this is so aggressively different from everything else in the space right now that by God it just might work. You know?
Well, before you segue entirely to it, let me just say, as a way of getting us there, to close my
Yep.
thought on this, that it is a good way to hedge your bets. Like Blast could become something awesome. They got great marketing efforts. They got a standard product, but you don't want to be totally all in on it. You want to be investing in other Ethereum scaling solutions. You want to be investing in Ethereum. So Base is probably the number one L2 on Ethereum. You would want to look at other L1s like Avalanche. Blast would be part of, Easy would be part of your portfolio. And if they did something awesome like Avalanche has done 3 years later for Alex now, that would be a key you can double down. So tell us about how we might think about DGen then if it's something we might diversify into because it's a scaling solution, right?
Sorry, hang on. I
Oh no,
thought you
you're
were
good.
talking
You're
to
good.
them. All right, ask me again. I was talking to comments.
No, it's okay. I was just saying, as a way to diversify,
Mm,
um,
yes.
Blast might be a good solution, just like Base might be a good solution, like
Yes.
Avalanche. And what's important is you're looking for more information than doubling down. So you found this new chain that we think could be like based on what we're interested in, worth researching as something. Do I want to diversify into this with my attention,
Yeah.
with my assets, whatever? DGen chain. What are they doing? Why are we talking about it?
So essentially, uh, there's a couple things about it that are interesting. And when I say interesting, I mean there's a couple things about it that I think will grab people's attention. One, there's three. There's three things. One, it's in the base ecosystem, which has a lot of heat and a lot of interest right now. People are looking for things on base. Base has proven that it is a dominant force. It's not to be trifled with. It's not a bullshit write off. Coinbase put so much money into the base ecosystem. It is absolutely fucking bonkers how much money Coinbase as a company just put into the base ecosystem. Two, so we've got the base angle. Next, we've got a new crypto term that is probably going to start making the rounds and could very easily become a buzzy little narrative that makes some gains. And that's layer threes. That's another scaling solution, another methodology of building a protocol on something to improve scalability or do whatever. Add more specific functionality. And three, it is branded so well to market to its target audience of degens, of meme gamblers, of people in the casino, people pulling the slot machines on all of these other things. And it also is going to attract people who want to launch and build those things. So you've got four potential avenues of excitement, things that can grab attention and push a narrative. You've got two target demographics that they want to grab the attention to, and you have an easy way to grab them. You've got funny, kitschy, cute branding. It's a meme in and of itself, and you've got a place for the degens to do memey things with their friends. They look. It's literally this simple. Remember how Base rebranded a ton of memes and just did them like Pepe but blue shib? right? Because now we're on base and the color of the blockchain's logo is blue. So they just bluified everything. Well, DEGEN chain is
Yeah.
purple. So right
Yeah.
now you're getting purple Pepe. Like all of these Harold and the Purple Crayon, DEGEN Pepe, DEGEN Munchies, DEGEN Dex, DEGEN Trump, like Book of DEGEN, all of these Donk, DEGEN Bot, like all of these things, right, that can now be branded because of the brandability of this. Do I think that this is like the thing that my 401k is going to be built on? Absolutely fucking not. But like, do I think that it's probably going to have its time in the sun and rip and, do some stuff and whatever? Maybe I'll take that chance and throw a dart at something. I haven't done anything with it, but because I assume that kind of like base, there's probably a lot of honeypots on it right now, but it's really hard to tell.
Alex, is there this is the thing. DGen as like a token has been around for a minute on top of Farcaster. And I understand that this DGen chain has a DGen token, which is like its gas token. But do you have a contract for it? Because I am not seeing if they're the same, and I feel like they are. In which
Yep, hold
case, I'm
on.
about to be so much more bullish on DGen chain because everyone, like I said a second ago about where you want to be online to get the best information. You want to be on the decentralized socials, Farcaster, Warpcast, Lens Protocol, and everyone there is using DGen token and has been for about a month and a half to tip other creators. So people
Yeah.
at the inside of this circle are getting this token mostly for free. On Zora, they're using it, and now we're starting to hear about it out here, kind of thing. Okay.
Yep.
Um, the last three
That,
on this contract for the DGen I'm talking about is FED. It's a 0x FED.
yes, that's it.
Okay, so that makes me big time bullish. And that confirms what we're saying here is like the insiders, I knew about this 2 months ago. And you could buy it for pennies on the dollar. And what is the chart done now, Alex? I mean, it's huge. And now it's got meme coins and all this other stuff.
Yep. Hold on.
I actually, and this might be one where I could actually take some profit on because I'm pretty sure I've been tipped in DGen for Warpcast a couple times.
Let's see. So I think that the current price is 4 cents, 4.3 cents. It's, oh my god. I mean, dude, it was a tenth of a penny on March 13th.
Yeah.
So just to put that in perspective, in 30 days, in 14 days, it's up 540%. In 30 days, it's up 2,100%.
Be right back, guys. Might be rich.
Because and again, it checks a lot of boxes for me because Angel, it is an ERC20 token. You can purchase it
I would go to Uniswap, the
Uniswap.
base network, set your wallet to the base network, and look for a contract address that starts with 0x and ends with FED. You can do a
Yeah,
Google search for it. Money
here
sign DGen.
I got you right here.
Um, but to be fair, Angel, you could buy some now, and that'd be fine if you have money to invest in it. It may well grow in value. People may start to sell it, but I would really say if you're serious about DGen and want to get involved in the ecosystem, the first thing I would do is go to Warpcast, create a Warpcast account. Everything you post on Twitter, put it on Warpcast too. Start connecting with people. Some communities you might look at are Crypto the Game. You might look at Seed Club. They were early and big on DGen. They back consumer crypto products. A lot of their founders, they're like the Y Combinator of early consumer crypto. Beyond Dracula app, Dracula has a DGen creator fund. It's like TikTok, but a little clunkier and decentralized, meaning they use tokens in the background. And they use a point system called blood. Every video you watch, you get a blood point. Every video you post or share, you get blood points. And the people who have blood points at the end of the month get airdropped DGen tokens. So I'll post the link in the newsletter. I'm on it. I think Neil sent us an invite. If Alex isn't on it, I'm going to try and get him on it. But you should be on it. That's the way you want to start earning this token.
Yeah, no, I'm I think absolutely this is an interesting one. I mean, to put this in perspective, it's done $50 million in volume in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's also the currency. The other one to watch, I don't know what it's on, is called Enjoy. Enjoy is a token that was launched by Seed Club, and it's a meme token like DEGEN that mostly inside crypto people are using to tip each other. That they are mostly getting for free because these apps have partnered with people to get grants in it. It mostly costs nothing, and Enjoy is being used a lot on the platform Zora, which is also still invite only, but you can apply
Yeah.
for it. And that's how you do this. It starts out as like jokes between people who go to ETH Denver, and then it gets liquidity because people build on it. And hey, because we got to wrap up. Alex and I both have hard stops. I want to tell you, first of all, thank you. We love you. This is the most valuable thing you can do if you're interested in learning about crypto. Spend time in the community. If you want to catch up with all this stuff, you're like Warpcast, Wormcast, Wormhole, Airdrops, sign up for the Rise Up Morning Show newsletter. My profile, his profile, and it's at theriseupmorningshow.com. And in fact, you should go to theriseupmorningshow.com anyway, because we also have links there to our free YouTube channel. We dropped a video earlier this week that's a focused deep dive on liquidity. We put all these episodes there. Later this week, we're going to drop the video we did about token sniffing, how to search out scams, what tools to use. We also have a video coming about how to read the Blockchain Explorer, which is going to tell you what wallets, like the wallets we're tracking, are doing when. You can find out anything if you know how to read the Blockchain Explorer. So follow us there, sign up for the newsletter, go check out the YouTube, and then leave us your feedback. We have a form there that you can give us a testimonial. The most valuable thing you can do for our show is the free stuff. Watch the content, tap the screen to like, share it with a friend, sign up for the newsletter, leave us a testimonial so that we can ask sponsors to come to our platform and give all of us more value. That's how we're going to grow. And as we say, rise up together. That's the rallying cry of the Rise Up Morning Show in our community, the Faceless Many. We're going to be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time to close out the week, and we'd love to see you there. So, Alex, do you want to give us a final thought?
Just echo all of it. Thanks, guys, for being here. I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. I was like big sad when I missed the show yesterday. I just realized how much I enjoyed doing this every single morning.
I love it.
I just it's exciting. I feel this feels like a bull market that is like going well for us. I think I'm just like being way more objective and way more rational about it and trying to like spread this like calm vibe, and I'm getting good feedback from people that like it's nice to feel a little bit calmer about it and just like settle down and like, okay, maybe we're not going to make $400 million from a $25 meme gamble, but like I'll make some, I'll learn a bunch and whatever. I mean, the chemistry is great because Evan and I have known each other for years, and you can't not have chemistry with Evan because look at the dude.
Yeah, but a second ago I had the whole like accessory of allergy season going on. That was killing the compatibility.
We are also bonded in pollen misery. Although right now, dude, it is pouring rain outside, and I'm like, yes, just take it all away, take it away. But no, I'm stoked. I'm excited. I want everyone in here right now to put a pin in DEGEN. Because I want to talk about DEGEN a little bit deeper tomorrow when we have a little more time in the morning. So let's all make a collective community note to do a little bit of digging about DEGEN. Bring us questions about DEGEN if you want to learn more about it tomorrow. Otherwise, Evan and I will go deeper. We'll talk more about it. There are just so many reasons about it that I'm excited. For a lot of reasons. And so we'll go into all that tomorrow. I'll probably do a video about DEGEN. It takes a lot for me to do a video about a specific cryptocurrency. I did one about Avalanche. I did one about Solana. And like, those are the only ones I've ever done.
Yeah,
So
please
I'll
do it
probably
because I'm trying
probably
to.
talk about this.
I'm getting all my crypto content from you right now, and I have about 5 of your videos or your comments in my folder to stitch. So you're making my job easier. If you do the first video, then
Oh
I'll be
yeah,
like, hey guys,
perfect.
easy,
Yeah.
easy.
Um,
And this is also a good reminder that we should follow our instincts because sometimes we talk about stuff that's not hype yet and it's boring
yep.
and people aren't into it. They want to know what we think about what everyone else is talking about. I'm not trying to hype us up to anyone but us. Like I should have been telling you guys. I started playing around with DEGEN 2 months ago, and I was like, oh, this is something that'll be cool when it's time to talk about it. We should have talked about it then.
Yeah, we should have.
So
But
we'll
just
trust our instincts better next time.
for those of you looking, if you go to Deck Screener and look at base, it's currently the number 6. It's DEGEN trading against ETH. Token, the token address, the contract address ends in FED. We're going to dig into all of this tomorrow and what this is about.
And
We'll
I will pull up Warpcast and Dracula
yep.
so you can see the ways that people are earning it without spending any money right now.
Yep. We will poke around. There's a lot more. We didn't really get into a ton of detail about this. Come back. There we go. Today, but I'm excited to dig into it. Last question before we walk out the door. Do you think it's good to buy pre-sale? We talked about pre-sale a little bit earlier today. We'll put a chapter or a little stanza in the newsletter this week about pre-sales. Generally, yes, if you can get into them, they are good because you get very early entry to something that theoretically lots of people want. But there are also very bad ways to get involved in pre-sale. So my final warning is there's a good way to do a pre-sale and a bad way to do a pre-sale. Good way to do a pre-sale is to get accepted to a platform like GameStarter, like Seedify, like ChainGPT. There's a couple other ones, and apply to invest in something if you can get accepted to the platform. They're not the easiest platforms to get on, especially for American citizens. The bad way to do a pre-sale is to send an unmarked anonymous guy on Twitter's Solana address $1,000 and hope that he airdrops you something worth money. That's how you get
Trust me,
hosed.
bro.
Yeah. So when I say pre-sale, I don't mean the random anon DEGEN Solana meme coin airdrop pre-sale where you just send a soul to an unknown address in the middle of nowhere and hope for the best. I mean, off of an IDO like GameStarter or Seedify or something like that. We'll talk more about pre-sales tomorrow. I can give you a little bit of info about how I get into them from my perspective, all that sort of stuff. Another really good one to do pre-sale stuff is our good friend Mac Lorden. I'll put his.
Yep.
He is on a few of these platforms. He gets into pre-sales all the time. Go watch some of his videos. He's probably got ones about pre-sales, but I guarantee if you leave a comment, and I'll text him today and say that we're sending some people over there. He can put up a video about pre-sales in general.
Yeah, and he just did a great video about the Plow ID. He did too. We put it in our newsletter like 3 editions ago. Yeah. So, if you're a U.S. citizen, there are ways you can do it. Don't have to break the law.
Yeah.
Come back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. We will be here live, and we hope you're here too. Until then, my friends, rise up,